What's going on, everybody? New Silver Stacker here, and thank you so much for tuning into a new video. Guys, you might have heard of a man named Dave Ramsey. He gives you a lot of tip on, getting out of debt, investing, saving money, and a bunch of other stuff. Now, I haven't really read much of his stuff whatsoever. I do know who he is, but, one day I was at Target, and I saw this book. I can't remember what it's called. But it was an interesting book. It taught you, you don't need to use your credit card for online purchases because debit cards have the same security or whatever. And I started flipping through it and I saw a page about gold, and it said why investing in precious metals is a bad idea. And I was like, okay, well, it's probably just it's probably like some clickbait, you know what I mean? Just trying to get your attention. But he does not like it. Now, I'm a little bit confused by a few things, but we're going to go ahead. I printed off some papers online, and we're going to kind of read and see what he thinks about all this. And I'm going to kind of give my opinion. And I would absolutely love, ideally, for you guys to leave your opinions about what he says down below. Okay. All right, so here is the paper. So it says, why investing in precious metals is a bad idea. So let me just read this first part for you. Okay, when the world seems like it's going crazy and the news cycle is filled with constant stream of bad news, you might be tempted to make some dumb financial decisions like go all in for a better bartering system based on commodities like gold or silver. But before you invest all your money in precious metals, let's get the facts straight. Okay, so the next part says, throughout history, gold, silver, and other precious metals have been highly sought after and considered the most valuable commodities someone could own. But are they good investments? So we're going to talk about the gold and silver. I'm not going to cover platinum. I thought gold was enough, but I decided to add in silver too. Okay, so gold. When you think about the world's obsession with gold, actually, we don't need to read that part. So it says, we've grown up believing gold is the most valuable thing we could have. But is it? Nope. It says gold isn't worth what you think it is. In fact, the US dollar hasn't been able to be converted into gold since Richard Nixon ended the practice in 1971. Before this, people would buy gold bars as a way to diversify their investment portfolio and give them a safeguard against inflation. And some people still do this, but instead of burying gold bars in their backyard, they're buying stocks or mutual funds that invest in gold. But listen closely, since the dollar isn't backed by gold anymore, investing in this precious metal won't help you if inflation hits. See, now this is where I'm very confused, and I'm hoping some of you smarter guys could kind of explain this a little bit more. So I don't know too much about investing in stocks that have to do with companies that invest in gold or whatever, so I'm not going to touch on that. If someone wants to explain it, they can, but I don't know too much about that. But he says, since the dollar is not backed up by gold anymore, investing in this precious metal won't help you if inflation hits. Now, that's where I kind of get confused. And I'm like, that kind of goes against everything I've learned and been taught. So how won't this help? Because we all know. Now, keep in mind, I'm not completely educated on inflation and all this stuff, so I'm going to try and explain this to the best of my knowledge. So how won't this help if inflation hits? Right? Because it's still gold and it's still silver, So does gold really need to be backed up by the dollar in order for it to be effective when inflation hits? See, that part doesn't make sense to me. So he's saying that since the dollar is not backed up anymore by gold, when inflation hits, it's not going to matter. Gold's not going to help you one teeny bit. And that does not make any sense to me. So, someone who knows a little bit more about inflation, please comment down below, and maybe we'll do an update video on this too once, I compile the comments together. All right, let's move on though. So, when you decide to invest in gold thinking you're going to be one of the smart ones, if the dollar tanks, you may actually have just flushed your money down the toilet. See, how does that make sense? I truly don't. And maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. But he says, once inflation hits, your money's flushed down the toilet. Now, how does that make sense? Because gold is still worth it, Gold can be sold and bought in every single country in the world. So just because, let's say, our economy tanks, does that mean everyone's economy tanks in the whole world? It doesn't make too much sense to me. And, like I said, it's still gold. It still has real, true value. I'm thinking about it like this. Okay, would you rather have some cash, right? Would you rather have some cash when inflation hits, or would you want some silver and gold? Because if inflation hits, I feel like the dollar is going to be even more useless than the gold would be. I feel like the gold wouldn't even, it'd be amazing to have, right? It really makes, ever since I read this, I was like so confused. And it's like, okay, would I rather, if inflation hits, do I want stocks? Do I want cash? Do I want gold? I think I'd want gold and silver. Because that's always going to be worth something. Sure can happen to stocks, cash, but gold, it's still gold. Okay. All right, now let's go into the silver topic. I had something to say about that. So, some people believe silver is a better investment than gold, hoping its lower price point will get them a better return if the markets ever change for the better. Now, that's another reason why I like silver, and because it's cheap and I can buy more of it. But yeah, I definitely think silver is underpriced. I think it's definitely on its way up. Long term, it's going up. However, I don't invest in silver to make money. Now, I know I think maybe what he's saying is that you should not be investing in silver to see big returns soon. And if that's the case, then yeah, I agree. But some of the things he says is just kind of confusing. When I buy silver, I don't think, oh, I'm going to get a return this year. No, I think I'm going to still have my money this year. You know what I mean? I'm going to still have the same amount of money I put in or more, maybe a little bit less, but over the course of 10, 20 years, I'm going to hopefully have more. If not the same amount. So he says, but here's the truth. Silver, like gold, is not your answer to a financially stable life. The prices of gold and silver are so unstable and have been over time that the only use for them in an economic crisis would be to hope someone would take your silver coins or watch in exchange for a pack of toilet paper or a can of gas. Now, I don't. What do you say? Economic crisis. See, I'm new silver stacker, right? So I don't know everything, but the only time I would think of using silver is say like everything, like SHTF, everything is going down, and cash, nobody wants it because it's a piece of paper. But economic crisis, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not gonna speak too much on that. But let's just move on. Okay, and I'm guaranteed there are gonna be people who would take those, probably a lot. Maybe not a lot, but a good amount. But I don't know. I'm not really gonna touch on that too much. Okay, so then it goes down to how to invest in precious metals. There are two main ways to invest in precious metals: buying gold and silver outright, so physical, or buying an exchange-traded fund ETF or a mutual fund with gold in the mix. When you buy precious metal outright, you have the security of being able to actually have your investment in the form of gold bar and coins in your hand. Yeah, so I don't buy paper silver. If I'm buying paper, anything, it's gonna be stocks. Or if I'm trading online, it's gonna be stocks, crypto, whatever. But I don't really care to buy gold and silver, paper trading. Just doesn't make sense to me. It defeats the whole purpose of what I use it for, or what I buy it for. Here, let's read this real quick. I didn't highlight it, but with ETFs, you buy stocks. You buy a stock in the precious metal of your choice. That stock is tied to the current value of gold, platinum, or silver that you invested in. Just like the stock market, investing in ETFs is a digital game allowing you to move things around with the click of a mouse. Okay. And then here's a quote from him. I just copied and pasted it. This is his quote. I don't buy precious metals at all because I like my money. I don't want to lose it. That simple. So that part I don't really get, to be honest with you. I mean, it sounds like he's saying that, if a crisis happens, that these will be worthless. Now, obviously, in a huge crisis, people will be wanting food, toilet paper, shelter, weapons, whatever. People aren't going to exactly be going after silver, but there will be people who want it, right? I believe that there will always be a buyer for this. Always, 100%, all the time. There will be a buyer for your silver and gold somewhere. Anyways, okay. Should I invest in precious metals? Unless you want to get into the investing your hard-earned dollars into precious metals like gold, silver, and platinum is not the best use of your money. And I'll talk about this in a second. Anytime you're analyzing an investment, real estate or stock, for example, you should look at its track record of what it's done over a long period of time. That'll give you an idea of what it'll do in the future. And if you look at gold prices, its value is all based on emotion. When people are afraid that the economy might crash, they run to invest in gold or believing they'll be safe financially. But that's a myth, because when economy crashes, people go back to the bartering system. And like Dave says, at no time has gold been used as a medium of exchange during a crashed economy since the Roman Empire. Now, I don't know history that well, yeah, I'm not going to speak on that. I don't know. In times of uncertainty, people run to gold out of the false assumption that it's going to be a safe investment. But when people make decisions based on fear or greed, they make poor investment decisions. Now, I completely agree on that. When I hear of bad stuff happening in the news, I don't really, maybe I'll get a little bit more silver, but I honestly just buy it like almost every day. So, whether something's going on or whether something's not going on, I'm still buying. Now, I do understand what he's saying, like you should not invest out of fear or greed. That is a bad way to invest. But when it comes to silver and gold, I think it's just a little bit different. We're buying a commodity, I guess I could say. You're buying real money. So this will always be worth something. And so, what do you guys think? Do you guys think it's okay to buy silver and gold when you're fearful of an event? You're worried about something happening, like a war or something like that. Do you think it's worth buying this? Because I'll tell you what, I probably won't be buying stocks. So I don't know what else I'd buy. I mean, obviously food and supplies to survive. But other than that, I think I'd just be going for silver and gold, quite honestly. Probably silver, actually. Probably just silver. If it was gold, it had to be very fractional. But when he said investing your hard-earned dollars into precious metals and of your precious metals like gold and silver is not the best use of your money, I kind of have to agree. Now, it is, but it isn't. Now, obviously, I stack silver and gold, so, I think it's good, obviously. However, there are other ways to, invest, say real estate, stocks, Bitcoin, crypto in general, and some other stuff. Now, if you're looking to make money, silver and gold, don't do it. I think everyone should have a little bit of silver and gold, but if you want to make some money, go for real estate. Go for stocks. Go for crypto if you want a riskier play. Bitcoin if you want to be a little bit safer. But yeah, no, it's not a good way to make money. This is by far the worst way to make money. I use it as a way to ensure my money is safe and I'll always have it, right? Like it'll always be worth something. That's why I have this. Now, if I want to make money and I'd actually like to do this soon, I'd like to buy, some real estate properties, some apartments or some duplexes, etc. That way it pays me monthly and I can buy more silver and gold if I wish. So as far as making money, yeah, I would say it's not the best way, but as far as preserving your money, yes, it's the way. It's the way. Okay, alternatives to investing in precious metal. When it comes to investing in precious metals, you'll spend more time agonizing over the rise and fall over their value on any given day instead of building an equity on a home or rental property, seeing your growth in your 401ks. Now, I do understand some people freak out. Silver goes down. Oh no, I got to go panic sell. Price goes up. Oh, I got to go sell. I got to go sell right now. It's up. But I know a lot of you guys are not like that, and I'm not like that. I just buy it. Goes up, great. I'll buy a little bit more. Goes down, great. I'll go buy a bunch more. But I don't really agonize on seeing it fall. I used to do that because I used to trade like Forex and crypto, and that was before I learned to control my emotions during trading. But I don't know. Yeah, if you're getting into silver, gold, you got to make sure you control your emotions. Whether it goes up, down, just don't worry about it. Just keep it. If it goes up, just buy a little bit less. If it goes down, buy a little bit more, or buy however much you want. If it just stays in the middle, buy some more. I don't know. But if it goes up, don't sell. If it goes down, don't freak out and sell. If you're doing this, it should be long term. Okay, every day you keep an investment, you're making a decision to keep your money tied up in it, regardless of its current market value. That means you need to invest in things that will make you money over time, like real estate or mutual funds. See, now this I agree with. Let me just read it one more time. Every day you keep an investment, you're making a decision to keep your money tied up. So the more money I put in silver, the more my money is tied up and it's not liquid. I have to go sell it. Now I can sell it pretty quick, but in order to sell it quick, I got to lose money from the LCS. That means you need to invest in things that will make you money over time. Now, this is where me and a lot of you guys differ. I know some people agree with me, but I know a lot of you guys hate when I say this kind of stuff. I don't know why, but yeah, the only reason why I stack, preserving my money, right? Protection against inflation, and the hope that it will go up over the course of 40, 50 years. Now, if I want to make money, which I do, then I'm going to be putting a lot more money into real estate, into, stocks, Bitcoin, whatever, whatever I decide to go with. I like to do a lot of real estate, but silver, you're tying up a lot of your money. Okay, so you got to be careful. Now, I'm new silver stacker, so take this all with a grain of salt. This is not advice. I'm just explaining to you how I think personally. So what I tell myself is, okay, if I don't have much money, maybe I can buy a little bit of silver. But if I had let's say around $10 million, all right, I'm not gonna buy a bunch of gold. I'll buy a bunch, but I'm not gonna spend it all on gold. That would be stupid of me. And I know I might get some heat for that, but hey, it is what it is. I would buy a bunch of real estate properties that could give me a good return. I would buy multifamily homes. I'd buy a quadplex or whatever it's called, fourplex, whatever you call it. But I would not spend the $10 million on all gold because that's not going to make me any money. It's not going to give me my monthly returns. But okay, anyways, we don't need to talk about that. But I understand what he's saying right there. But the rest of this, guys, what do you guys think of this? Yeah, what do you guys think about this? This was an interesting thing to read. So I don't know. But I really made this because I wanted to let you guys know. I'm not sure how many of you listen to Dave Ramsey, but I'm curious what you guys think of him in general, or what you think of what he says here. It's very interesting. I don't, because, I don't know, some of it I just don't understand why he says it. He even said somewhere that gold, again, he says gold isn't worth what you think it is. It's not backed by the US dollar. He's saying it's not backed, or the US dollar isn't backed by gold anymore, so that means it's basically worthless, and that inflation, it's not going to matter. Gold is, you're just going to lose all your money. That doesn't make any sense to me. And he also says the track record of gold and silver is very bad. And, it has gone up, with like the Hunt brothers and stuff like that, and it's gone down. But overall, it's heading up nice and slow, and it's still keeping its value. I don't know, guys. Let me know what you guys think. I really want to hear what you guys. Maybe we'll do a part 2 of this eventually with everything you guys said, or maybe I'll bring someone on here, and we can talk. We can talk together and just talk about what you think. Okay, guys, that's it. I hope everyone has a great day. Let me know what you think. I'll see you later.